When Ashley Taylor visited Malawi, she learned of a problem that put babies at risk. It was hard for a hospital to keep newborns warm when mothers would take all the extra blankets home.
It's easy, as being an outsider not from a community, it's easy to place blame on the mothers, but I think we have to remember that there's no force more powerful in the universe than a mama bear. And I hope I'm lucky enough someday to be a mother, and I know if I were in their shoes, or even if I can imagine myself in their shoes now, that I would do the same thing. If I were fearful of my baby being too cold when I left the hospital, I would take a blanket too.
So Taylor, a graduate student, organized a group of undergraduates in mechanical engineering to design a solution. They worked with the hospital to come up with a plan.
When they started talking about keeping the babies warm, in my head I was thinking about all these concepts I learned in class and how we could really apply those principles, apply that physics in a real impactful way. It sort of seemed like a perfect place where Virginia Tech and student engineers could really get involved and make a tangible impact.
The result was a baby pod, which Taylor was proud to unveil in a return trip to Malawi. Chicken feathers, readily available in the country, formed the insulating material, but there was a big problem triggered by the shape of the baby pod and the use of a traditional printed fabric.
When we got to Malawi, we were very surprised and humbly embarrassed, I would say, to find out that we had created this pod that looked much like a coffin in Malawi. And that was one of the most powerful moments of my life, I think, when the feedback from the clinicians was, "This looks just like a coffin."
After gathering much community feedback, the students went back to the drawing board.
So working with the entrepreneurs, working with the mothers, we actually designed a new basket with a shape that they suggested that really represented keeping a baby safe.
They came up with a pod that might make you think of Moses in the bulrushes. It too drew from locally available materials.
And the mothers loved it.
The new basket will allow mothers in the hospital to wrap their babies and then keep them at bedside in the baskets. Taylor is now working on the logistics of manufacturing the pods and providing them to the hospital. She often reflects on what she's learned.
I do think it was unfair that the mothers were being blamed, and I think we have to remember to really put ourselves in another person's shoes. As challenging as that may be, I think it's important to really consider where they're coming from, and again, their goal is just to keep their baby safe, to keep their baby warm.
For Outreach in International Affairs, this is Andrea Brunet reporting.